That moment, it's so prominent in so many of our minds. The three of you, Representative Pearson, the Justins, as they're called, the three of you standing there as what felt like the lone voices, crying out from the wilderness, to go back to my Bible school days, when you were really standing up for your community, had just experienced something so tragic, and yet, while this should not be a partisan issue, it was very clear from the outside perspective, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt very clear that there was indeed a partisan approach to gun violence control. And the fact that the three of you were so disrespected, even though it was, again, clear to those of us watching that you were there because your constituents sent you there, you were doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And yet the Republicans in your state legislature really took what felt like a very partisan approach and shut down or attempted to shut down so much of that advocacy. What is it like to be an elected official in a body today where you are seeing the impacts? You're an educator. You know what these fears are. What is it like to engage with colleagues who are so committed to this weapon, these handheld weapons of mass destruction, that they put AR-15 pins on their lapel right next to the American
I,
flag? Talk to us about what that experience is like for you in
it
those
is so
contexts.
hard. We work in a toxic environment. I'm a professional. I'm never rude to people, you know, and my colleagues in any of that. But it's just remarkable that you're sitting on, I'm in criminal justice committee and I'm sitting in committee and I'm like, these these men care nothing about
Mm,
these children. They are protecting guns instead of protecting children. And
mm,
it is remarkable to me that that is where we are, and that they want to control the message so intensely that they take away the voices of the 70,000 people that I represent. I mean, between the three of us, we represent 210,000 Tennesseans.
wow.
And the voices of our districts are just as important as the voices of the speaker's district.
Right.
By the way, he doesn't live in his district, but
I was going to get to that, but
but
yes.
you know, those voices are equally as important. And to
Mm,
totally shut those voices down, it even gets more interesting than that. What you see them do, they have a different way of dealing with the three of us. With me, it's typically they won't call on me. But with
mm,
Rep Pearson and Rep Jones, is like it's some sort of power trip to call on them and then shut their mics.
mm. So
It's you know, it's pretty
ooh,
obvious.
yeah, yeah. I
They
will,
think
for
they're
those of you
slick,
who
but it's real clear.
and we're seeing it. We're seeing it. For those of you who don't know the demographics of the Justins and Representative Pearson, Representative Jones, and Representative Johnson. Representative Johnson, you are a white female, or that is how you present, and Representative Jones, Representative Pearson are black males. And so the idea that you, as a female legislator, and they as black male legislators, we're being selectively called upon. The two of them faced expulsion. They had to have a subsequent election. You not being acknowledged at all. Is there something unique about the 210,000 Tennesseans that you represent that is not reflected throughout the state? Talk to us
Well,
about how, at the state level, what is the call? What is the demand from Tennesseans? Because it strikes me as very odd that those would be the only Tennesseans that are concerned about these and other issues.
they did put me up for expulsion, but I got by one vote.
Wow. Mm.
Interestingly enough, the white lady got more votes than my two young colleagues.
Isn't that funny how that happens, Representative?
Isn't that interesting? And
Mm,
you know, we just have to call it what it is. Racism was blatant in
mm.
Rep Pearson and Rep Jones hearings, without a doubt.